In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on September 26, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Houston Astros versus Los Angeles Angels. The Los Angeles Angels welcome the Houston Astros on the final weekend of the season in a matchup that means everything to Houston and very little to Los Angeles. The Astros snapped a 5-game losing streak with a win over Oakland on Thursday, but they remain on the outside of the playoff picture thanks to their own skid and the hot runs from both the Mariners and Guardians. This is a must-win spot for Houston, and with the postseason on the line, motivation becomes the biggest factor. For the Angels, the storyline is centered on Kyle Hendricks, who is expected to retire at season's end and is likely making his final start. Hendricks has been serviceable in his farewell season and even handled Houston the last time he faced them, but his overall line shows vulnerability. He's given up 20 hits and 11 runs in his last 23.1 innings, and opponents have been squaring him up more often. Houston will counter with Jason Alexander, who was knocked out early by Seattle in his last outing but has otherwise been solid, with a knack for racking up strikeouts against free-swinging lineups like the Angels. If you're looking for the Angels to play spoiler, there's not much evidence to lean on. They've won just 2 games since September 11th and have looked flat down the stretch. Even if Hendricks finds a way to put together one last quality start, the Los Angeles bullpen has been a consistent liability and leaves the door wide open for Houston to take over late. The Astros are an experienced roster built for this time of year, and with their season hanging in the balance, they should find a way to get it done. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. Neither pitcher is overpowering at this stage, but both have the ability to keep games under control when they're commanding their stuff. Hendricks has been hittable in September but has still mixed in competitive outings, and Alexander has had his moments despite a rough start against Seattle his last time out. Offensively, neither side has been consistent enough to suggest a breakout. The Angels have struggled badly down the stretch, winning only 2 games since September 11th, and their bats have been quiet most nights. Houston's offense has been up and down during their playoff push, and while capable of stringing hits together, they've also had extended lulls where they fail to cash in opportunities. With both lineups sputtering at times and 2 starters who can chew up innings, the game shapes up as one where crooked numbers are hard to come by. Add in late-season bullpen management tightening things up, and the lean is clear. As our pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Arizona Diamondbacks versus San Diego Padres. The San Diego Padres opened their final 3-game set against the Arizona Diamondbacks, and while San Diego has already clinched, Arizona enters this series playing for survival in the wild card race. The Padres send Yu Darvish to the mound, while the Diamondbacks counter with Zach Gallen. Offensively, these teams are nearly identical, with San Diego averaging 4.6 runs per game over their last 10 compared to Arizona's 4.5, but the pitching matchup tilts toward the home side. Gallen has already faced the Padres twice this season, going 1-0 with a 2.92 earned run average, while Darvish has been roughed up by Arizona to the tune of an 0-1 record and a 5.87 earned run average in 2 starts. Darvish has been hittable all year, giving up 22 hits and 11 earned runs over his last 19.1 innings, and he hasn't looked like the dependable ace of seasons past. Gallen has had an uneven campaign of his own, but he's trending in the right direction, allowing just 10 earned runs in his last 37.2 innings, while the Diamondbacks have won 4 of his last 5 starts. Arizona's bullpen remains a concern in the late innings, but Gallen's ability to set the tone early gives them the edge. With San Diego already locked into the postseason, motivation clearly leans to Arizona, who is fighting desperately to stay alive in the race. The Diamondbacks' bats should find a way to get to Darvish early, and Gallen's recent form makes him the more trustworthy arm in this spot. Arizona is the side with everything to play for, and that urgency should carry them through. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Diamondbacks money line is our full game side pick. The Padres bullpen has been one of the most consistent units in the league, carrying a 3.64 earned run average with a 1.2 WHIP and doing a great job of limiting hits late in games. That stability makes it tough for Arizona to string together big rallies if they can't get to Darvish early. On the offensive side, the Diamondbacks are batting .252 and averaging 4.43 runs per game, while the Padres lineup has cooled off recently and isn't the type to reliably push games over by themselves. With both teams familiar with each other and playing lower scoring contests in recent head-to-head matchups, this game profiles as one where offense comes at a premium. Even if Gallen and Darvish both allow some traffic, the bullpens should keep things under control late. As our pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Dodgers versus Seattle Mariners. The Los Angeles Dodgers head to T-Mobile Park to face the Seattle Mariners on Friday night in a matchup that features two playoff-bound clubs, but with very different motivations. The Dodgers are already locked into the 3 seed in the National League and will be playing in the wild card round, while the Mariners have already secured the American League West title and clinched a first-round bye, guaranteeing home field in the American League Division Series. Neither side technically has much left to play for, but the current form of these two teams makes the case clear. Seattle has been scorching hot, winning 17 of their last 18 games and riding a wave of confidence at the exact right time of the season. Los Angeles, on the other hand, clinched last night and celebrated, and now has to get on a plane with no rest in between. That sets up as a classic spot for a sluggish performance. Regardless of who the Mariners tab for the start, their rotation depth means they're likely to have the pitching edge unless they decide to go with a call-up or a soft spot starter, which seems unlikely given their recent approach. With the Dodgers lacking urgency and the Mariners staying red hot, the home side looks like the more trustworthy pick. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Mariners money line is our full game side pick. Both offenses have put up big season totals, with the Dodgers sitting at 811 runs and 239 homers and the Mariners at 760 runs and 237 homers. But this game sets up more as a pitcher's duel. Seattle's pitching staff has carried a 2.83 earned run average over the last 10 games, and Sheehan has been striking out hitters at a high clip while limiting hard contact. With both teams already locked into their postseason positions, this has the feel of a controlled, low-scoring matchup where neither side will empty the tank offensively. As our pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Royals versus Athletics. The Kansas City Royals and Oakland Athletics square off Friday night at Sutter Health Park in a matchup between two teams already looking toward the offseason. Motivation is thin on both sides, but the Royals do carry the advantage on the mound. Asa Lacey Cameron has been excellent this season with a 2.9 earned run average and a 1.08 WHIP, consistently keeping hitters off balance. Over his last 25.2 innings, he's scattered 18 hits and allowed just 8 runs, showing he can continue to deliver quality starts even late in the year. Cameron has also been especially sharp on the road, logging 66 innings with a 2.86 earned run average and holding opponents to a .218 batting average. That steadiness gives Kansas City a clear edge, no matter which arm the Athletics counter with. Oakland's rotation has been unstable all year and lacks the consistent production Cameron has provided. In a game where neither lineup has much to prove, riding the more reliable pitcher makes sense, and that points squarely toward the Royals. As our first pick for this matchup, the Kansas City Royals money line is our full game side pick. Offensively, neither side has shown the ability to break games wide open. Oakland's lineup ranks near the bottom in most key categories, struggling to sustain rallies or produce power consistently. Kansas City has been more average in the batting department, sitting around the middle of the league, but they haven't been the type of team to carry an overnumber by themselves. With Cameron's reliability and two lineups that lack explosiveness, this matchup sets up as one where crooked innings are unlikely. The combination of steady pitching and average at best offenses makes the under the sharper call. As our pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Colorado Rockies versus San Francisco Giants. The Colorado Rockies and San Francisco Giants meet Friday night at Oracle Park, and while the Giants are favored on paper, the Rockies have the ingredients to surprise. Colorado gives the ball to German Marquez, who has endured a brutal season overall, but showed life in his most recent outing by going 7 innings and allowing just 2 earned runs. If he can carry that form into this start, the Rockies will have a chance to hang around. San Francisco is countering with Trevor McDonald, a young arm who has pitched decently in limited appearances but remains untested under heavier workloads. The Giants' offense hasn't been a reliable unit either, sitting near the bottom of the league with a .235 team batting average and lacking consistent power. Colorado's lineup hasn't lit the world on fire this year, but with veterans playing for pride and younger bats pushing for roster spots next season, they still have the motivation to string rallies together. The Giants' bullpen has also been worn down late in the season, which could leave the door open if this game stays close into the later innings. With Marcus showing flashes of his old self and San Francisco's bats far from intimidating, this is a spot where the Rockies can flip the script and steal one on the road. As our first pick for this matchup, the Colorado Rockies money line is our full game side pick. Both offenses have been capable of pushing games past the number, with the Giants averaging just over 4.3 runs per game and the Rockies often finding ways to scrap together offense, especially against non-elite starters. Marquez's issues keeping runners off base make him a prime candidate to give up crooked innings, and San Francisco's lineup should be able to take advantage. Colorado, meanwhile, has shown a willingness to battle late in games, often tacking on runs once bullpens get involved. This matchup sets up well for a game that produces enough offense to clear the number. As our pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.